to be a little bit different. He definitely improved. This is going to be a little bit different where I'm starting because I see that you're at a different place. The technique's not bad. I got to have you hit more balls and I'll get a better feel. But watch this. It's interesting because I actually just the last couple of days did just a very in-depth analysis of Dimitrov's forehand, which I've done it on a lot of these guys. Okay, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. And the first thing that jumps out at me is the relaxation when Kai pulls the racket. Watch this, Chris. See, when you pull the racket and the racket flips down and back, his flip is so minimal. Okay, what I mean by that, and it's all usually a byproduct of not relaxing your hand enough, or maybe even thinking of the racket flipping, and then people are going to tell you to get more topspin, and they're going to tell you all these things to make it go higher over the net. What I mean is this: when he pulls the racket, I'm watching your racket, and he pulls the racket from the outside, which is good. Kept the elbow still. The racket was like 530, so that's all good stuff. All right, and I'm going to have to probably go with your brother. But when the racket flipped, it went like this. It went here, here, and then he hit the ball. Now, here's a way Federer, Rafa, Dimitrov, all these guys, okay, the racket almost goes like this, unless it's a high ball. They would go, here's the racket, watch, when they pull it, it goes this way. Now watch this. The racket is almost hitting my right calf. And that's a byproduct of the relaxation. When they pull the racket, it goes down and back. So the range of motion for Kai and where this racket's flipping, and I work on this a lot with some of the better kids, the degree of flip, the radius is not big enough. So as a result, he hits a little too flat, hitting a little too straight. You're not able to turn it over with the topspin that we want. So what I'm saying is, I don't know, I think it's because he's so tight with the hand, or you're trying too hard. So if I stop the camera, what should happen, Chris, you should see the racket, unless he's hitting maybe a high ball, then the flip wouldn't be as deep. But in general, from the baseline, the racket should be like this. Watch, if I pull it, it goes, look where it started, and see where it ended up. Where Kai is like this. He pulls it, and it's like this. Look where his racket ends up. Where this, remember you always say, you tap the dog, you pull it, and the racket goes down and back. That's a byproduct of pulling. But the pull is going to be triggered how deep by the relaxation. So set your racket. So when he pulls the racket, and he does, you don't try to do this. I need to make that clear. You don't try to make it go down, because that's defeating the purpose. Yeah, it's just this, when he pulls it, I think it's his grip pressure. You know what? I know it's grip pressure. When you pull it, the racket should go that way, and it should almost flip, almost hit him in the calf. Look where the racket is. See where it went? Now watch, this happens so quick you don't see this crap on TV. Watch, you pull the racket went like this, that's the flip, and then it comes back up. But look where I'm coming from. Low to high, or top spin, okay? But see, does it feel like that? No. And this might take a little bit of time, but I guess what I'm saying is, his intensity has always been pretty good, his effort's been good, he tries hard, but that could be affecting his nervous system, and you get too tight when you hit the ball. And he's always been a little herky-jerky, so that could also lead into holding the racket tight. So I want you to not hold onto the racket as tight, and let's just see. There's another foot at least. The racket should be going down naturally. Let's see it. But the good thing is, the unit turn was good. The left shoulder was at the ball. The left hip was pretty good too, and the racket did go the outside, so it wasn't like anything got crazy here. So a lot of the stuff I taught you, you're still like in the game, so that's all good. So just try to think about this, Kai. Again. Pull it. You don't want to make it go there. Again. Yeah, see, it's barely getting to there. Like, go ahead and do a practice swing, slow motion. Pull the racket slowly, but hit your calf. Watch my racket. See the degree of the depth of the flip? I mean, it's like that. And it's kind of tough to demonstrate because you don't want to manufacture it. But you might have to force feed it or manufacture it a little bit initially. give it a shot, Kai. So set it to the outside. You're okay. That's all right. You forced it. Better. Again. Technique has improved a lot. No doubt about it. Except, see, this is what I'm trying to get at. That's a byproduct. The racket, Chris, it barely went like that. That's it. So as a result, you're hitting down the middle. It's not like, well, he didn't set up on the outside of the ball. No, that wasn't the case whatsoever. If the racket goes down more, you're going to be so much more relaxed. You can just whip that thing wherever you want. It's tension. And the fact, Kai, that I'm even talking about just tension and relaxation, it's actually a compliment, because I could be talking about other things technically, but technically there hasn't been slippage at all here. But the way the racket's flipping, it's not going to get deep enough. Keep the racket head above the wrist, keep it above, now pull it. That's all right. You made it go down on its own, that's okay. Attaboy. So what I'm saying is, when he does this, you should see more violent activity. Watch my racket. See how violent that look? Where Kai's looks like that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, look at his practice swing. See, because there's no, look. See, there's no accountability and there's no ball, and he's relaxed. So he's just saying, I'm letting it rip. And that's what you would see. All these guys, unless, like I said, it's a high ball, it wouldn't flip as much. The racket goes down and back so violently. See, that's the way it should feel. Is that the way it feels to you? Yeah, and that's what we got to work on. And this is huge. I'm just telling you, more spin, more power, more everything. Again, you're trying, you're thinking. Again, it's okay. Set the racket, Kyle. There's nothing going on. Everybody good. Set the racket. Good. Now, adjust your feet. 1 second. Adjust your feet just a little bit. Hello? Yeah. Okay. You got it. Thanks. Okay. So, yeah, that would be, hi, that's a great thing to practice right there. When you pull it, just let the racket drop on its own. But I know why it's happening, because there's a lot of tension here, and you've always kind of forced it or muscled your shots. You almost have to try not to try. That's all right. Don't worry about any of this stuff. But that wasn't right. Better. You'll see when the dots connect. You're getting it. Now adjust your feet a little bit, Kai. Better. Again. See, what should happen is this. See, Chris, see the wrist, the angle of the wrist. See, look, when he does the practice swing, the wrist hyperextends, or the wrist cocks back, and the butt cap is almost facing the ball, obviously. But when he does it, he pulls it and he goes like this. Okay, and I want it to go like that. Look, when you do the practice swing, the radius is bigger. Yeah, it just feels like, whoa. And that's what we got to do. But I like the other things that I mentioned, Kai. The other thing I mentioned, I like a lot. There's been no slippage. Just relax your hand. Better. You're in the game. No. Don't do that. Yeah, that time you force the racket. Remember, it's a byproduct, or it's going to be a symptom of pulling. He still has to pull it, but what I'm saying, when he pulls it, he shouldn't have as much grip pressure. So then the racket should go down deeper, create more head speed to come up low to high. Yeah, you do it without the ball. Without the ball, it's like golden. No, you got to pull it, Kai. Don't do that. See, I don't want him to put it down. Everything's great. Listen, everything he did before, I have no problem. Except when the racket flipped, it didn't go deep enough. Yeah, see, there's just, you can't grab the ball like I want. You're trying. See, those are actually your shots, not mine. That was mine. Not because it went over, but it did go over. Not because it had more spin on it, but it did have more spin. And if I showed you this on video, your racket, his racket went that much further towards his leg. That racket almost hit your leg, the calf. Just relax, relax. Attaboy. Yeah. See, this is all part. Look, you pull it. Now when you swing it, everything's firm. You're not like doing this. I'm just saying, and that's the X factor in any sport. You know, how to relax and be intense. And you kind of lost your way on this forehand a little bit with that. That's awesome. That was very good, Kai. Very good, Kai. And you got to understand, I'm not saying it's good because you're getting them in. I want you to understand that. Because you got them in the other way. I'm just saying, I can get you more spin, more racket head speed, a lot more power. Let the racket flip. Again, do a practice swing and touch your calf. Is that kind of what it felt like in the past? Yeah. I love it. Hold the hand. I love it. Don't worry about it. I'll get into corrections a little later. Super Kai coming back is better. Better. Can you, come here. This is really important. Can you feel, or can you feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you understand? Can you tell that that probably never happened that much before? Never. Yeah, see, and this is you. Okay, and I see this, okay. The fact that, you gotta understand, the fact that I would even bring this up means I like other things that are fundamentally a lot more important. I'm probably gonna have to go with them. All right, just the fact that you're doing the stroke, I'm just seeing the radius of where his racket was coming from wasn't there at all. Now, it's not because you're getting them in, but his racket, I don't know how you're relaxing or if you're thinking about it, when his racket, when you did this, they all went in.
Yeah.
They all had more spin and power. Keep going. And I'm not just saying, hey, relax, good luck. It's not just that. Yeah, now, you gotta move your feet, but once again, if you relax, the racket should go down deeper. Again. Again. I love that. Do another practice one. Good. Nice, Kai. You're thinking. Let me ask you a question. What are you thinking of? What are you thinking of to facilitate or trigger this?
I'm trying to imitate the practice.
Great job. See, the only way you're going to learn this is some little trigger or through association or whatever. Because if you're pumped up and you want to jack it, you're going to be too tight. Doing really good. Good. I expected that to happen. I expected more mishits because the racket's more violent and it's coming more low to high. I expected that. You're doing good. Now you're on fire. You're getting it. Feel different?
Yeah,
Awesome. So good. Awesome. Now, stroke, great. Yeah, you have this feet. I'm not going to get into your feet. I already gave the sermon. You don't get position your toes. Good try. Let it go. Hustle. He understands. You see the difference? What's it feel like?
a lot cleaner, a lot smoother.
This is huge. This is huge. The problem is you got to know, okay, because he is, listen,